Hey everybody, Lawrence Michael, Operations Manager for Air Quality Remediation. We're starting a new residential basement mold remediation project, and as always I like to give you guys a first day look at what we have going on, so that way you can see what mold spores are there, what we're dealing with, and our required PPE and our required IICRC S520 mold remediation standard setup. So as always, we start with our containment door. This is the basement door, so it's all blocked off. We build our containment. We have our warning signage posted saying that only our technicians can go inside the space, and in order for us to enter the space, we have to have all of our required PPE on. So that's a Tyvek suit, full face respirator, Kevlar gloves, nitro gloves, steel toe boots, things like that. And as always, our caution tape, both of which are an effort to try to keep unauthorized access to a minimum, if any. You can also see our negative air machine that's coming and ducted through the window. So we'll take our quick walk through. I know it'll be kind of loud because we have our negative air machine running. So that's the inside of our containment door. I'm not sure whether you can tell or not, but it is getting sucked in. We are creating that negative air pressure. So containment door, our negative air machine, which is a HEPA negative air machine. HEPA, as always, high efficiency particle air, gets 99.97% of the particles out of the air down to 0.3 microns. And we have our ducting that goes out the window. So we're taking the air that's inside this space and pushing it outside, creating that negative air pressure that eliminates any cross-contamination to upstairs. And just as a quick look, there's another containment door that we built at the top of the steps. It also has the same thing. It's blocking off the upstairs from down here, same caution tape, same warning signage. I guess now we can get to the actual meat and potatoes, as it were. So we have some mold growth here on the block walls. Going down this wall and goes behind the steps, which will be fun to try to get behind the steps without actually taking the steps apart. And we go under the oil tank. Then we get to the sump pump, all on the block wall behind the sump pump. Now this basement is a basement and a crawl space, so I just showed you the spots that were on the concrete block walls, but it's also on the floor joists and decking here. So all of these spots, these fuzzy circle spots here, this gray color, I let you see it pretty good there. And more down here, same fuzzy circular gray spots. Yep. It's all on that wood joist. On this one too. Let's see, there was a good amount of it here. Yep. All these gray circular spots. Let's see, some more here. So it's pretty much all throughout. I'm not going to take too much of your time showing, all the mold spots throughout the whole basement, but it is pretty prevalent throughout. There is a crawl space area over here. On this shelf it has mold growth as well, this black staining on this particle board. So in the crawl space it's the same story. Black over here on the edge. White kind of mold here. Looks like there was a water incursion event there. I see some water staining on this piece of wood here on the ductwork. But either way, we're going to go through, now that we have our containment built, our negative air pressure established, we'll go through and wire brush all the affected surfaces, HEPA vacuum all the affected surfaces, sanitize all the affected surfaces with an antimicrobial solution, which is also an EPA's approved disinfectant. We'll get any debris that's laying around, like this insulation and PVC piping and stuff like that. We'll clean everything up. Then we'll have to encapsulate all the wood joists and the decking and all the affected surfaces, the block walls, things like these shelving. We'll encapsulate everything with an antimicrobial sealer that'll prevent any new mold growth from occurring in the future. We have one technician in this adjacent crawl space area now, pulling all the insulation down, all the bad insulation, and bagging everything up so that he can access the wood floor joists and decking, so that we can do that wire brushing, HEPA vacuuming, sanitizing, and encapsulating process. You can notice he has his full Tyvek suit, his full face respirator with P100 filters, nitro gloves, and Kevlar gloves underneath. The Kevlar gloves prevent cuts and abrasions and punctures, whereas the nitro gloves protect against chemical burns, chemical spills, things like that. So you do have to wear two different types of gloves while you're doing the remediation. You can also see he's got a HEPA vacuum in here, so once he's done pulling all the bad insulation and all the insulation hangers down, he'll go through wire brush, and then he can HEPA vacuum everything. So we'll get done the crawl space areas first, which will leave the easy basement to do. So we like to do that, take care of the hard stuff first, and then do all the easy stuff after. I say easy, easier, we could say. That's a good view of more mold growth right there, all that gray right there. So in a nutshell, they're selling the house. Home inspector noted the mold growth, which is really common. It happens all the time. Homeowners don't come down in the basement, or they just don't realize there's an issue. They go to sell the house, home inspector comes through, does a walkthrough, finds there's mold growth, and says, you know, it needs to be evaluated by a mold remediation technician, which is us. We offer free visual assessments, so we come out, do an evaluation and an assessment of the property. If there is mold growth noted, we'll come back to the office, put a plan together, create a proposal, send it to the homeowner, and if they, you know, decide that yes, it needs to be taken care of in order to go to closing on the house, which is usually how it works, we'll go through, do the remediation, and then submit a paid invoice and a warranty for our work. Our warranties are transferable to the new homeowner. The warranty is for the house, not the homeowner, so when they're selling the house and we issue a warranty after the mold remediation is done, it transfers to the new owner. So if anyone needs any indoor air quality assistance, we're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We deal with fires and floods as well, so we're always on call. But if anyone needs anything, give us a call. I appreciate all your time watching, and I'll make another video at the end of this project so you can see the transformation. Thanks everybody. We'll see you on the next video.